Happy Wednesday.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Usually, we used to sing, and unfortunately, in my brain, for you Mariah Carey fans, which I'm not really a Mariah Carey fan at all, but the song "Sweet, Sweet Fantasy." That's
Yeah.
I watched. Have you seen Free Guy yet?
No.
Oh my God, you got to watch it. It's on. I don't know what it is, Apple TV or Disney. I don't know. Disney. It's Disney Plus. So I watched it. I loved it because I love Ryan Reynolds, and I love the idea of the lead character is actually in the game, and he doesn't know he's in a character in the game. But that's the
yes, I've heard about that. That is it's actually good.
I loved it. I thought it was
Really, because
great.
I thought that was a fascinating concept for
Yeah. So that's the song. That's all I'm going to tell you about the song. And so Ryan Reynolds, who in my opinion can do no wrong, even with Green Lantern. It was a terrible movie, but I still love him.
I love him.
And then Jodie Comer, do you know her? Did you ever watch Killing Eve?
No.
Oh, okay. She is
like that and Zero today.
Yeah, so Killing Eve is with Sandra Oh. Jodie Comer, who's done she's done a lot of stuff in
She's
the UK,
amazing.
She is so good in this, and she plays Molotov Girl.
Okay, we love her.
So I love this movie. I wanted to see in the theater, but of course up here in Canada we couldn't see it in the theater. At least it was when the theaters opened, it was playing, but So anyways, now it's on Disney Plus. So I loved it. I love the concept of it. I love the fact that sometimes I weirdly think that what if this is just like all a video game and somebody's playing us? You know what I mean? Like as you think about it, you wouldn't know.
Well, it was kind of like back a million years ago, The Truman Show with Jim Carrey.
Same thing.
And he didn't know it was a fake universe.
Yeah. So, and he was real, but these guys are characters. Anyways, if you like Ryan Reynolds, if you love video games, or you just like it's just a fun movie. I really enjoyed it. And so go watch it. I don't own any stock in Disney Plus. So, and I'm not in Ryan Reynolds fan club, although I would be if he has one.
I don't know if he has one. Maybe he does. Maybe that's something that needs to go.
Shout out to Ryan Reynolds. I just think he's funny as hell.
Do you follow him on TikTok?
I follow him on TikTok. He did that Mariah Carey thing with the Sweet Fantasy. So now you'll understand where it came from.
Oh, okay. Because I did see that.
My favorite show, my favorite talk show ever is Graham Norton. I don't know. I've said it before. I don't know if you guys watch him. He's massively big in the UK. He is so funny. But what I like about his show is like the throwback from like the old shows, where they used to smoke and drink on the shows. Well, they still drink on this show. They don't smoke, but they drink. And the celebrities and the people he has on his couch are amazing because they're all different. Anyways, there's a really funny one with Ryan Reynolds. So you can look him up on YouTube and check out. Graham Norton usually has best of, whatever celebrity. So yeah, I'm down the celebrity rabbit hole just because of that movie, but go watch it tonight. You know what? I think anyone would love it, even if you're not into video games. Maybe your mom and dad, Stacey, because you're out in Halifax visiting.
I am back in the East Coast again. I feel like every week we're somewhere different. You're at your cottage, we're at the farm, we're at your house, my house here. Now I'm East Coast again.
Everywhere.
We move around a lot.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So did you survive the Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp outage of 2021?
Yeah, I actually kind of liked it. I was like, this is cool. Like, I know people were suffering because they had products, like that's their whole livelihood is sales on Instagram and stuff. And I know, but I got to tell you, I'm not, everyone knows who watches this. I'm not a Facebook person. It's there. And, our social media manager posts for me, but I am Instagram, but I didn't mind. It was actually, to me, I think Everyone should take one of those days where they just get off social media, and we do it. We're not on it like continuously, and we teach it, and I know the value of it, and it absolutely is necessary in your business and your personal brand. But once in a while, like, try to be a regular human being. Don't check your phone.
What, and talk to people?
Yeah. What did you get? I guess you got a lot of people calling you.
A lot of freaking out people,
Yeah.
a lot of what's going on. I can't log in, what's happening, because I always get all of those, all of that.
Yeah.
And to be completely honest, it wasn't until halfway through the day that I noticed,
Yeah. Me
because I
neither.
was busy doing other things.
Yeah.
But what I found really interesting was the TikToks that were created where it was, hi, oh, is Facebook down today? Oh, so you decided to jump on this platform. Oh, well,
Yeah.
here, let me take you on a little tour. And they were like showing people around the platform, because that's like, but what I found really interesting was the varying degrees of, from literally your side where it was, no, I was good, like all, whatever. And then to the other extreme, which was
Yeah.
panic and, oh my goodness, social media is down. I don't know how to function. Like what's going,
Yes.
it was, and everything in between. There were people that were, looking at it from a business perspective, that were saying, this is a great opportunity to look at different platforms
Yes.
and actually look at your business. Because if your business is 100% and you have all your eggs in one basket and that goes down for a day, that's a problem.
Right. And that's why we teach in our GIA program, our Global Impact Accelerator. That's why we teach all the platforms, right? So that you don't have to rely on one. And if it goes down, that's okay. Yeah, just jump on to another one if you believe that you need to get interactive. I heard that, interesting enough, that very weird platform, Telegram, I heard that they gained like millions and millions of new people because people were just trying to communicate, which was weird to me. Like, that's just a weird one that I'm on. I tried it. I'm on it. I just don't particularly, use it for anything.
But you're right. It was I can't get on this one. So how, where do I go? And they're looking at new ones and stuff like that. So I was at a store yesterday and I was just checking out, and she was talking about her computer system. She was like, something was going wonky. And I said, well, at least it's still working, unlike Facebook yesterday.
Yeah.
And she just looks at me and she's like, that was horrible. I'm like, okay, so we've reached a point in our lives, in our whatever. I don't even know what word I'm thinking of, but
Yeah.
in our society, that has become such a horrible thing.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be. Like you said,
Yeah.
look at it. And there was it was so fascinating to see all the posts about people who are more looking at it from like a spiritual side, where they went, you know what, this is where we take time for ourselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Do that digital detox and think about other things that you can do. It didn't matter if you could post or you couldn't post. People were the desperation of, I need to find a way to communicate, and was going on different platforms, finding new ones, hopping on the TikTok bandwagon, going to different ones that don't even exist. Holy cow. It was really only, WhatsApp, I get, because WhatsApp people use internationally,
Right,
to communicate from a business perspective. And sometimes all of their group chats and information, uploads of files, images, they store a lot of stuff on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So that's the only one that I'll give. But if Facebook and Instagram going down for a day, I think we're going to be okay.
Well, I think it's also, we both agree we had Facebook groups. We still kind of do. We're not a big fan of Facebook groups because of that, because of things like it's all your eggs in one basket. And if you have a website and a community group and it happens to go down, you can still email all your members and communicate with them. But you can't do that if you only have a Facebook group. So it's sort of, again, you have to make sure that you have an opportunity to be able to reach your clients and reach them elsewhere. And if you're just relying on one platform, it is a big problem. I mean, Instagram, obviously, influencers were freaking out because that's the only way they can actually communicate to their followers, and that's a problem. So, I know for a fact that a lot of people, they don't have lists, right? They only have followers. And what happens if you know, have all these followers and it goes down or you get kicked out or something, you know, all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
done.
And we've talked about this before as well. You know what? You don't own your social media followers. So if something
No.
happens with those influencers and something happens to Instagram, you don't have access to who they
No.
are. But if you do build, and this is why, and I actually want to do a little bit of a pet peeve on email marketing. So good segue,
Yeah.
because that's why email marketing is so important. It's so important to build a list because you own your list.
Yeah.
And you have those people, and it's a way to capture the people who are engaged with your business. So
Right.
you don't have to rely on social media, Facebook, Instagram, those followers. You can still email, you still can communicate. So important.
Right. Right. So, you know, so, you know, everyone chill. It wasn't that bad. I know a lot of people lost a lot of money because they count on their money every day for whatever, your ads and stuff. I get it. But you know what? It happens, just like the whole world shut down in COVID, and we're still here.
Yeah. And I guess the most important thing is that number one, we all survived.
All survive.
We survived the great outage of 2021.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yeah. And if that's like the worst thing that can happen to us, like, people, if you're not
Come
on a
on.
ventilator and because of COVID, then you're good. If Facebook went down, that's all that happened to you this year. Well done, you.
Exactly. So speaking of email marketing, I just need to do a little bit of a complaining, just venting a little bit, because I went on to someone's list. Now I know, and you know, when we sign up for some sort of free something, that's the whole point. We get on their list, and I'm good with that.
Right.
So, and I happily I felt that the value of the item that I was receiving was worth my email address.
Yes.
So we always talk about, you know, we want to email people frequently.
Right.
But I wanted to find what frequently means.
Right.
Because this particular person, so this is how the relationship started.
Right.
I received an email from them with the item that I wanted to download, my digital, whatever, I can't remember what it was. No problem.
Right.
Then I got an email that said, "Welcome to my list," because I had subscribed. Okay, no problem.
Right.
But then I got a third email within 10 minutes with an email from that I'm assuming she would have broadcast to her regular list. So you end up kind of getting on multiple.
Yeah, of course.
Well, now what's happening is I'm getting 2 to 3 emails a day.
Oh, okay.
That's too much.
Right.
Like, we want to email your list frequently. You want to keep your list engaged, but 3 times a day? Like, did you get this? Are you sure? Do you want to sign up for this? Are you sure?
Yeah, because then it makes you unsubscribe.
Well, exactly, because she overdid it.
Right.
Right? Because I was getting the emails that were specific to that particular item and her sales pitch around that.
Right.
And then I was also getting multiple emails in regards to her regular list, because once you go through that sequence.
Right.
So I know what's going on.
And I know, but most people don't.
Right. So I just I'm overwhelmed. Like, I've never been overwhelmed by somebody on their list, because I'm always willing to receive the emails. I look at a lot of them. I think email marketing works, not when you're emailing 3 times a day. So my public service announcement of the day is, you want to email frequently, but don't irritate.
Right.
And don't overwhelm the person.
And I guess for me, that it's a simple rule of thumb is it valuable to somebody? If it's, you know, if it is, like, if you are, you know, launching the next session of your program, if you're giving them a tip or giving them a blog or giving them something of value, okay. But if it's just because you've learned that you have to frequently talk to your list, it's not a good reason to send out an email. Because I do. I mean, I belong, as you do, to a million lists. And some of the stuff I get is always like there's nothing on it. I really don't like the clickbait ones where it says, that was old school, where they would give you like 3 lines and then just say, click to read more. I don't like those clickbait ones. Yeah. I think that's old school. If you're including a blog or whatever, then just write it. You know what I mean? Like, don't, or like if you're including several things, then okay, go over to your website. But The old school days of trying to get them to your website, I don't know. It's just like, to me, if I read 3 lines and I'm interested and I have to click to read more, it bothers me because I'm kind of like, ugh, like,
Exactly. Exactly.
tell
And
me
that
what you
was
want.
very old school because
Yeah.
I've taught that strategy, but
Mhm.
that's not the strategy of today. And that's where you
No.
do need to keep on top of what's going on because
Right.
again, you end up irritating if you're not sort of, up on sort of what's expected, you end up irritating your list. And the
Yeah.
only time that I will say that it's okay to email multiple times in a day, like you said, if you have a launch going on and you're
Yeah.
doing like a countdown, like, you know,
Absolutely.
tomorrow's the last day, today's the last day, 3 hours left. Like I don't mind those ones, especially if I find it intriguing or I'm interested in what they're selling, but they've
Yes.
given me a lot of value before that. To me, that's okay.
Yeah.
Before that, I've unsubscribed already and I literally it's been a day.
But
So I won't get all of her stuff because it was so overwhelming.
right. But like, and as you said, the strategies change, right? And so what worked, before isn't necessarily like they will work, but I mean, people expect differently because now there's so much online, there's so many opportunities, there's so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we change with the trends, obviously, and what we realized, what people wanted for our Global Impact Accelerator is they wanted more information, right? Like we have everything and we have testimonials and we have everything that's included, but they even wanted more before they actually said, I'm not sure if I want to sign up. And I get it, right? We get it because that's what we're like. We want as much information as possible before we sign up for a program. So we developed, for this next session of Global Impact Accelerator, we developed a Backstage Pass. And the Backstage Pass is so that people can come in for free and get 8 modules for free to see exactly what we cover, what's in it, follow information that you can actually benefit from right away without even signing up for the course. But we did that specifically because the trend now is people want more information because there's so much more out there, right?
Absolutely. And to show like they can see the entire course content, which is
Yeah.
great. So you don't have to go, well, they said this, but is it really there? And I
Yeah. Well, you
completely
know what? Here's the interesting one. Somebody that's been doing it for years is Udemy, right? And
yeah.
the programs on and on. Not most of them aren't so great. But what's interesting about the way they do it is they always say, "Watch this sample module or whatever." The problem is, and this is why I love it. The problem is, for them, a lot of the creators on there are not very good. And when you watch it, there's no way you will buy it. Like there's no way you will buy it. Right.
It's
So
true.
so I just want to point that out because if and they have to put it there because they're required to by that company, right? But for us, obviously, we're proud of our stuff. We know it rocks. We know it has huge impact. So we have no issue. Come watch it because we know if you watch our Backstage Pass, you're going to want to come into the program because it is that good. So it's an interesting kind of thing. So if you're afraid of people coming into your program and seeing the reality, because our Backstage Pass is there's modules within the program. So we didn't
Yes.
make them up.
No.
They are absolutely what you would get if you walked in and signed up today. So there's no gray area. But if you're afraid of people seeing a module in advance, then go redo your program.
I was just going to say that I think you need to redo your course because
But you know what I'm talking about, those people, you've seen them, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as you watch it, you're like, oh my God, I could never watch a whole program of this person. Right?
Yeah, because you don't, and you know what, you're right. The expectation of people are different. They're different now.
Totally
And
different.
yes, you can lay out, sort of the different modules and, tell you kind of what's in it. But when you see the training, like literally for real,
Yeah.
you make a different decision and
Yeah.
you do know if you can do it. So I think what's really interesting, going back to Udemy, what I really liked, I do like about the way that they do it is they give you the course content and they give you how long those videos are.
Right.
And some of those videos, I remember I've looked back at some of the ones and it's like, I'm going to teach you email marketing. And it's like a 3-minute video.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you can do that in 3 minutes.
No. we're very clear about how long it's going to take you to get through all our stuff. And you need to know that you're right. Like a lot of those are very, very short. They're actually, they're like a 1 hour masterclass that have been chunked down to 3 and 5 minute things. And then they decided to make it as a program, which is, I'm all for if you can do 3 minute, 5 minute chunks, but as long as it adds up to something. And unfortunately, a lot of those ones don't, right? And that's why they're so ridiculously inexpensive. Yeah. However, I'm not slamming everybody there because there's a lot of good programs.
Some good stuff. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
You just have to dig and find them and watch. Like, I mean, I can't stress that enough. Watch, see. I mean, the thing with us is you see us all the time. Everyone you see us on Hot Topics, you see us on Master It Mondays. If you go to our YouTube channel, you have so many options to watch us train and see what we do. So you already have a taste of what we do live, right? And how we train. But, and we both firmly believe that's even not enough, right? Not only do you need to be visible online and be able to be accessible, and, we have a podcast, we have our online marketing, we have everything, we speak, everything that we teach, we obviously do ourselves. We're not just, we actually walk the talk. But even that's not enough. People want to see what's inside the program, what's like behind the curtain, and that's what we're showing you in our Backstage. So as you change, as you have to change, you have to watch the trends, and you have to change your programs based on the trends and change your information. I mean, Stacy teaches the online marketing piece. That's the one pillar that's constantly changing. So she needs to update that on a regular basis, because as something changes in LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever, she has to change it.
Well, you know what? I mean, LinkedIn Live, we are live on LinkedIn right now. So we've said this before, like with LinkedIn, it's at the top. That's changed. What didn't used to be like that. Instagram constantly, I find them very subtle in regards to their changes. Right. They change a few things, and I'm looking going, oh, well, where you used to go, post is now like over here, and how it pulls up and how to do things in different ways and stuff like that changes. There's lots of things that change. So yeah, and unfortunately or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, I love changes. I love new. So I have no issue with keeping things up to date. But yes, it is a constantly get updates, constantly changing to make sure that it's current.
Yeah, for sure. So you got to keep on top of things, right? So moral of the story today is keep on top of things. Don't cry when Facebook or Instagram goes out for a little bit of time, right? And go watch Free Guy.
Awesome. That's the best way to end it. There we go. It's Free Guy. So someone did ask the question that they missed the name of that movie. So it's Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's Disney Plus.
Perfect. All right. Have a good one.
Bye.